Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. This hump day, this Wednesday, good afternoon for all. Good afternoon. Just wanted to step in for a minute on this Wednesday and give you a word for Wednesday. Give you just a word for Wednesday. As you can see, I'm in the car and I'm driving. However, what? However, I felt the unction to come on. Forgive me for not doing Wednesday Word so far today because I'm running around and taking care of a couple of errands that I needed to run. So, I am here. I am here just to share with you a word on Wednesday. Hopefully, this word will empower you to recognize what's going on and to, sort of keep yourself in check. So often the things that's going on the outside of us they seem to have a bigger impact or more impact upon us than what's going on the inside of our lives. So I would encourage everyone to pay attention and adjust and adapt. The Wednesday word today is adjust and adapt, because regardless how we would like things to be, regardless how we plan things to be, sometimes things happen in those experiences that cause us to have to change and adapt. So when we don't adapt, when we are not, when we don't have the agility to adjust and adapt, we stay in the same position. And sometimes that position becomes a position of victim. We become a victim when we're not able to change, to adjust and adapt. So, I encourage you with all that is within me, I encourage you to be able to adjust and adapt. Be open that when you see things that are not working out for you, when things don't agree with your spirit, you move on. You take the lesson that the situation or the circumstance has brought, and you use that lesson and that principle. Adapt and adjust and continue on your journey in your purpose. I haven't been coming on a lot lately because I'm observing what's going on a lot of different fronts. And yes, I've heard some things that had been said about yours truly. However, I'm going to say this again. If you have not seen my bank account, you cannot speak. If you haven't seen my bank book, you cannot speak on my bank account. Okay? If you have not seen my bank book, speaking on my bank account is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. If you have not spent time with me, if you have not broken bread with me, if we have not been vulnerable to some extent in each other's company, then you can't speak for me. You can. Let's face it, you can speak for me. However, the accuracy of what you're speaking basically amounts to a lie. Because if it's not truth, it's a lie. So then I don't really address those issues and those people because they don't know. They haven't seen the bank book, so they can't speak on the account. And so what I do is I adjust and adapt, because people who don't value themselves cannot value you and what you bring to the table. And they will surmise and assume things that are not necessarily so. So again, let me encourage you to keep an open mind when you see the situation. And if it does not apply, there's nothing of value in it, move on. Let it go. Leave it alone. Your gift will always make room for you. Your gift is not something that you have to fight for it to be recognized. Your gifts and your talents, they are to assist you. They are to open doors for you, and not doors that you have to argue and you have to prove. But it is what it is, and it is yours for your betterment. It is yours for your comfortability. So this Wednesday word is adjust and adapt. Be open enough. Be able to see. I often talk about your eyes being open, but you're not seeing, or your ears being open and we're not being able to hear. We have to be in a place where we can see and hear. This way we are able to detect what's coming and be able to sideswipe, step to the side and let it pass us, because it doesn't apply. So a lot of the things that are going on doesn't apply to a lot of us. So getting involved with them is fruitless, is pointless, and again, has no value in the direction that we ourselves personally are moving in. And it only subtracts, it only delays, it only slows us down from where we are supposed to go. So adjust and adapt. And that is not to say that things don't get on your nerves, situations don't make you annoyed and upset, and that's all part of human nature. However, in the midst of it, stand back, stand still, take a deep breath, and observe and see where it's coming from and what it's intending to do. Have an eye to see. Have an eye to see whether or not, if this is if it's going to be a hindrance. That's the word. If it's going to be a hindrance to you. The last thing that any of us really need is a hindrance to our progress. The last thing we need is a hindrance to our progress, a hindrance to our development, a hindrance to an unnecessary hindrance to our advancement. Now, some of these things that are going on are very revealing. And so, from my perspective, I'm seeing God using a lot of this stuff to reveal things to us that we may have missed, or that we just wasn't paying attention to. or that haven't even come up yet. So a lot of stuff is being revealed, not just people that are involved, but situations. They're being revealed, plots being revealed by some of the things that are going on. So when we see those things, when we acknowledge them, when we do not turn a blind eye, we're able to again adjust and adapt. And I'm telling you, if you really want to stay out of mess, learn to adjust and adapt. Because again, everything that is happening for my good. It is for my good. It is going to turn out to be, in the long run, for my good. It will profit me in the end, as long as I don't get caught up and get focused on the negativity. Because in it all, there is a positive outcome. That is your destiny. That is your destiny. God uses the foolishness of the world to confound the wise. He takes those things that so often people will do for us, that people feel they're doing God a service. And he'll take those things and he'll cause us to prosper from them. Mentally, spiritually, physically, and financially. And if you don't believe me, I challenge you to stand back and take notice. Stand back and take notice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize for not being able to acknowledge a lot of you that are in this live, because I am driving, and the last thing I want to do is not keep my eyes on the road. However, again, I appreciate you all, so I apologize for that. And on this Wednesday, I bid you a wealth of joy and wisdom. And I also decree and declare the ability in you to adjust and adapt. Now, as I end every live, I decree and declare unto you much love, more love than your mind can imagine or conceive, more love than your heart can feel, and much more love than your hands can hold. And because love is the number one commandment of God, if you love God, love yourself, and love your fellow man, then you have kept the commandments of God, and he's pleased, and you will be satisfied. So again, on this wonderful Wednesday, adjust and adapt, and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. And I may come back later. I may come back later on tonight. I may come back later on tonight. All right, good day, everybody.